What's up, y'all? It's your girl, the Binge and B. What you watching on TV? Okay, well, I'm back, and we on this Love Island USA season 8, and I want to talk about Sincere. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to get to Sincere, because he has been a main focal point of this season for me, and I'm sure a lot of everybody else too, really. But Sincere. So Sincere is, I believe he's 26. 24, 26. I don't know. I don't know how old he is. I don't really give a damn. But I do believe from looking at his Instagram that he is a college student. He say he's like a track coach or something like that. When I looked on his Instagram, he's in Austin. So I guess he in like UT, whatever the fuck they got in Austin, probably that downtown area. That's big old school down there. Yeah, that one. But so yeah, Sincere, athletic and everything. You know what I'm saying? Now let me say this about Sincere. First, I want to make sure that I am positive because I feel myself being very negative about these folks lately, and that is not my intention. So let me say the positive things. I already made this reference to him in another one of the videos where I think I was talking about Casa Moore or something. But Sincere is so motherfucking fine to me. Like, it's this weird balance between Sincere, right? Because sometimes you can see like he got like this baby face thing going on. Like sometimes when you look at him, like you can see him as a little badass kid running around smiling, them eyes and that smile he got. And then other times, like when he's like looking at Melanie a certain way, or like when I was really peeping how he was looking at them girls in Casa More when they was dancing and they would walk away and he would like look them up and down. I was like, oh, okay, Sincere. Okay. I understand Melanie a little more now. But yeah, so Sincere is very handsome and he do give me like Aztec warrior. Like it would be funny to see him on Halloween if he was wearing like a skirt, them things the dude used to wear and they had just like the loin thing to cover up the front and then cover up the butt cheeks and he was like carrying a sword or something. Like in my mind, that's how I see Sincere like for Halloween or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, I would say he's very aesthetically pleasing to me. It could just be me. I don't know. I also think that Sincere is fairly emotionally mature. And so that's what makes his negative aspects even worse, right? Because I think he is very insightful. I think he is very in tune with feelings. I think he's very in tune with his feelings. And I think he be in tune with other people's feelings. But now to the negative shit. What I despise about Sincere is because he is so in tune with people's feelings, he can sense what they feeling in the moment and he will tailor what he's gonna say to what they radiate, right? So whatever they giving off is what he's gonna match. We're gonna come back to that. So Sincere right now is currently coupled up with Miss Melanie. Miss Melanie and he met at the very beginning of the show. First day in, they was coupled up. They've had a few opportunities to recouple. They seem to always come back together. So they've been rocking since day one. The first real clue. Now I have to be honest, right? Initially, I was on Sincere's side because Melanie, even though I think she's very sweet, she's grown on me a lot. Melanie would seem to be very animated and excited at the idea of male bombshells. And like when Caleb came in, she was like jumping up and down and like twerking on the bed and shit. Like she was just overly excited about the shit, right? And so if I'm watching, like if this is my son and he's sitting there and it's the girl that he dealing with and she doing all that because another dude walk up, I'm thinking, bitch, like what the, huh? So let me just give him the credit there because I think he was feeling stupid. I think it was a lot of little things that happened in the very beginning with Melanie and how she would express herself in regards to the other dude. She was super all over Corbin when he came in, and then when Caleb came in, like she was like overjoyed and shit. And so Sincere watching this, I can see how his feelings was hurt. So initially, at first, I was on his side. At first, that was a long ass time ago though. Because since then, we have had the other bombshells come and go. When we had Soul come in, she came in with Jen and Caitlin. I don't think nobody was feeling Jen. That baby still ain't found nobody to connect to her yet. We'll talk about her later. But everybody was really feeling Soul, right? And so Soul, she even made it a point to say that her main interest would be with Corbin, Sincere, and KC. Those are the three that she was kind of eyeballing. Sincere was the only one that really, I think, initiated conversations and stuff with her. You know what I mean? And so I understand that we here and we in the villa and we supposed to be exploring. I hate the fucking word explore. Oh, I hate the word explore. I feel myself using that word so often. And they say it on every second in the show. I can't stand that fucking word no more. But anyway, we're meant to explore. So everybody is exploring, and I can respect that, right? But when he initially connected with Soul, I think his thought was that Melanie was getting ready to separate herself from him, and so I guess he kind of wanted to have him a backup plan. So he was kind of in Soul for what it looked like at first. Now, the more I observed he and Soul, I could tell that Soul was way too grown woman for him. I don't really think Soul would have matched up with too many of them dudes that was in there anyway, just because even if she's the same age, which I didn't get what her age was, or I don't know, I'll check into that later. But Soul, even her disposition, just the way she carry herself, like the way she speak and shit, like she just way too grown woman for any of them in there, I think. And that became apparent when they would converse. So they would get along and they would have like conversations, and he would just like really assure her that he likes her and that he really wants to explore this. And then he would go right around the corner to Melanie, and Melanie would be like, "Oh my God, Sincere, what are you doing? Are you going to explore her or what? Or what are you doing? Are you feeling it or what?" And his dingy ass, dingy. Can men be bimbos? Sincere be giving me bimbo sometimes, but the male version, yeah. When Melanie would approach him and be like, "Hey, are you gonna get with this girl? Are you feeling her or what?" He would always respond to her emphatically with a hell no, and you're the one that I want to explore, and I'm exploring or whatever, but I'm this is where my heart is. Basically he would just reassure her. Then he would double back and say the same shit to Soul. If we fast forward to Casa Amor, kind of a similar situation. I don't think he did as much assuring with Amora as he did with Soul, but it was a similar situation, right? So everybody know he in this couple with Melanie and he really feeling her. But the way he is just openly willing to slob you down and rub you up and all the things, I can see how Melanie is now like, that is really not very reassuring. So what if you pick me, nigga? How was you picking me and then you go and like rub her up and slob her down within 5 minutes? Sincere is one of the dangerous. Sincere is what it looked like when you are a dangerous fuck boy, because Sincere is emotionally mature. He's able to gauge feelings. He know what it's like to read how people feel. He's able to respond to that in real time, but he's still cold and callous enough to disregard that shit, go perform an action, and then be like, "What? I don't know. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about?" I think that those are the worst type of fuck boys. I much rather the fuck boys that move like Corbin, because ironically, I don't think Corbin is a fuck boy. I think Corbin is young. He know he fine, and he just gonna do whatever the fuck he want to do, and the bitches can go along with it, or they can get on. That might be a little cold if you the bitch that's stuck dealing with him, but I mean, you kind of know what you're getting when you deal with Corbin. When you have these cats like Sincere, this is how, and I know sometimes I don't really watch this shit no more, y'all, but it was a lot of the incel content and shit was going around real, real tough over the last few years. And it would always blow my mind how dudes would be like, why don't bitches pick better? Well, the reason bitches don't pick better is because they be running into dudes like Sincere, right? They be running into dudes who be telling them stuff and they be trying to give them a chance and they be trying to keep their standards low and they be trying to believe them, and then they turn out to be fuck boys. So then now she don't want to be in no relationship with no dude, never, no more, forever. And the next dude that come along gonna have to jump hurdles, and yeah, hoodles too. Motherfucker, you gonna have to jump hoodles to get to her heart. Yeah, this is what that shit looked like in real time. Sincere and Melanie's situation is precisely what that shit looked like in real time. I don't know where they're gonna go. We just completed movie night. Oh man, we got to see some close calls. Like at one point, he and Soul was chatting in the what is that? The speakeasy, the upstairs, a private room with the doors closed and shit. So they was up there in the speakeasy and they was talking and they had went in for like a real juicy little kiss. Melanie, I don't know if she sensed it. I don't know what it was, but she ended up walking up on them like right as they was finishing up. She was lit. Soul was standing up when she walked into the door. And so that type of timing is, man. Anyway, I'm explaining all of that to say that on movie night is when everybody in the house got to actually see how close that call was, right? We get to see him again a little bit in the Casa Amor. And I think the Casa Amor shit hurt Melanie even more because when she went through that with him and Soul and him trying to figure out who he wanted to couple up with after Soul, which he did pick her at the little postcard mailbox challenge thing. When they came back together, she had a very clear conversation with him. Like, listen, if this is what you want to do, then do it. If you want to explore, that's cool. But don't tell me, don't keep telling me that you want to explore me and be dealing with me, and then you telling other bitches the same shit. And he just do this weird, stupid shit like, whoa, what do you? I don't. What do you mean? What do you? Nigga, you know what the fuck she mean. So after they had that conversation, they think they square, and then Casa Amor comes up. Well, everybody goes over to Casa Amor with the boys. They go over to Casa Amor. Then he meets up with Amora. And it seems like he practically, I don't think he all the way disregarded their conversation. And I think that he had her in mind a lot of the times. Because to be honest, he did talk about her a lot. Him and Zach and Bryce was the three over there that seemed to be most fucked up about leaving their little couples behind. And so they would talk, and you would hear him conversing with the boys in real time about what's on the line and this and that. So I think he was conscious of it. And I think for what it's worth, I think he do care about Melanie in this context anyway, for the Love Island people. But he don't seem to curl enough to not scratch that itch that he be having. And that is what it's like in real life. It'd be so dangerous. I cannot fathom how a motherfucker can look you in your face and tell you that they love you. And they know they are doing something that is going to hurt you. And then when they come back and you say, hey, that hurt me, they are appalled at you being hurt. And their response is, well, I picked you. You shouldn't be hurt because I picked you. No, motherfucker, that's not the point. I have slowly lost my affection for Sincere. I think he means well, but then I also know he don't mean well. He means to do exactly what he needs to do for himself. And it's cool. I understand. Like it's a Love Island thing once in a lifetime. He shouldn't put nobody feelings before his or whatever. But I'm very disappointed in him. For him to be one of the more emotionally insightful individuals in the house, I'm very disappointed in him. And I don't know if him and Melanie gonna make it to the end or not. Maybe they will, but I'm ready for Sincere to leave. Even if she can stay and hook up with somebody else, I'm over Sincere. I'm feel some kind of way about him and how his get down has been up to this point. I don't appreciate it. On behalf of Melanie and all the women in the world who have experienced a motherfucker who is sweet and kind and gentle and don't beat you up and don't mush you in the face and don't steal your money, but then they'll still fuck anything that will walk by there with a pulse and a little bit of natural lubrication going on. Like that's still not a win, nigga. Like that's not a win, not for us anyway. So I don't know. But that is my take on Sincere. That's all I got to say about that shit. I'm your girl, y'all, the Benji B. I'm finna go find me something else to watch on TV. Bye.